Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League Monday Night Massacre. And we have got a fantastic series picked up in the last minute by two, I'm going to toot my own horn, two fantastic casters from the Onward community. My name is Noman with a 4, and I am joined by Mr. Sleepy with 2-3. Sleepy, how you doing today?
I am doing very well, Noman. In fact, it feels a little bit like deja vu, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's definitely, we've been here before, I have a feeling.
Maybe so.
Well, we have got Mayhem versus Embers, a challenge matchup thrown together just today. We just got the new matchups this morning, and these teams are just chopping at the bit to get a piece of one another here. So it's a challenge match. The last match went the way of Mayhem earlier this season. Mayhem took a pretty commanding victory there. I think it was 11-5 was the final score. The maps were sort of interestingly spread in that Mayhem took Downfall 5-0, and then there was a 5-2 on Snow Peak. I mean, it kind of went back and forth in a big way. What are you expecting to see here, Sleepy?
I'm expecting to just see a straight-up boxing match between these two teams. I mean, the first game was great. Mayhem managed to take it, but Ember is burning with fire to get back that revenge. Nice.
I like that. I
thought you'd like that.
I like that alliteration. That's very good. Well, I don't want to hold up anybody for too long, and these teams are already filing in, so we're going to go through our bans and our picks here. We're going to start with the Mayhem ban. They have opted to ban out Suburbia. And on the Ember side, the ban came out as Cargo. So two relatively small maps. Can you find a rhyme or reason to these, Sleepy? I mean, I was taking a look at their statistics, and like I said, in that last matchup, they didn't even play Suburbia. I think it was Tanker was the final map. So interesting bans on both sides. Can you find some weight to them?
The Suburbia ban from Mayhem seems a little off-putting to me, or not off-putting, but I guess I would say out of place maybe, at least for me. But I can see where the Cargo ban from Ember might come from, because Mayhem do have some good shield work. But let me take a look here. I just want to get real numbers on this, just because, that's just the kind of guy I am. And let's see here. So for Mayhem, who banned Suburbia, they have about a 50% win rate on the map. And then Ember, who's banned Cargo, have about a 33% win rate on the map. So I think both teams banning more into weakness than into strength of opposing teams. So yeah, I mean, I really just expect this to be an overall close matchup. The last one was close. This one should be close. We'll just have to see how it all shakes out, though.
We will indeed, and the first map is going to be a revisit of the first map of their last series. The map choice of Mayhem here is going to be Downfall. As I had mentioned right at the top of the cast, Downfall had gone 5-0 in the favor of Mayhem. So I'm curious to see, and I didn't really look up the statistics, shame on me, for these last-minute cast preparations, but I didn't actually get to see what their overall statistics are on Downfall. I do know they love that map. I mean, Mayhem is a strong batch of long-range players. I'm not surprised to see this map. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Snow Peak, another long-range map, as Ember loves their long-range maps as well. I can't imagine that we're going to go... I don't even think they'll pick Tanker again, to be honest with you. But maybe they're looking to do a full replay of all three maps. What are your thoughts there?
That would be interesting to see an exact replica of a match played earlier in the season. It's just not something you would often see, and so it's kind of... It'd be definitely something I would like to see done. Because I mean, you can't get any better of a rematch than that, can you? So
yeah, and I think it gives them that sort of level. If you're trying to say, hey, we should have won that last match, what better way to do it than by going back to the three maps that you played, with the correct teams in home and away and everything, and replaying it down to the minutest detail. So yeah, I am excited to see what's going to happen here. I'm just going to let the teams know that we're ready to go. We don't have a lot to talk about here. I do want to quickly go over the roster of playing members right now. This is not everybody on the team, but Mayhem is rocking Monarchid, Wookie, James Boke, Theta, and Potato Bot. And on the Ember side, the house is filled with Hailfire, C-Max, Milkman, SliderCon, and Quokka. So, fantastic lineup. Pretty much the starting lineup, I think, for both of these teams. Not missing out on anyone. And we are getting ourselves into the action. The team's quick today to get in. Let's take the folks out to round 1 here on Downfall. Ember's going to be on the defense here. They've got this southwest objective, and Mayhem does get the quick spawn up on the hill here. So I'm wondering if we're going to see some early pre-fire coming down. I think Wookie's getting into position to where he can maybe spot 1 or 2 out. We did see, take a look at the mini-map, we got 2 on the south, 1 in the White House, 1 in South Guard. Ember does seem to manage to get into their positions in time. The call-outs of, oh boy, it seems like they were hoping to find somebody on a cross, and they're not gonna be so lucky. Monarchid and Wookie here pushing through the south, while the rest of Mayhem try to get across to the north, and I assume get their offense set up on a West Street push. I like Hailfire's position here. He's just kind of tucked in. He's not in a building. But I don't know if he's even going to be ready for Wookie's push here. Oh, he should be hearing him now. Hailfire does spot him out in the first pick. Goes the way of Ember. And a quick response from Mayhem will find C-Max on the top. Now, here's the problem. I wonder if Mono thinks that the person he killed is the person who killed his teammate. You know what I mean? Is he going to be ready for another player here?
No. Yeah, I don't think he is thinking that he killed the guy who last shot his homie, because he is definitely watching that breach into that main canyon from the back side. So he's aware that someone's back there, but he might pay too much attention to it, and that might let Hailfire take that window, which coincidentally now Monarchild happens to be looking at it. But yeah,
I have no idea who killed Wookie. It wasn't the guy in White House, though.
Yeah, there's the call-outs there, actually. I don't know if the viewers at home heard it, but he did confirm the suspicion that he did not know, in fact, who killed him, but Hailfire is able to find that pick in the end. That's the problem if you stick around a little too long from where you killed somebody. You know, it's just enough intel for a lot of players to know exactly where they have to aim their weapon when they come around that corner. 2 members of Mayhem now finally making it to this West Street. So far, largely uncontested. There is one that had rotated back. It looks like Theta there is in that back corner, and James with a nice pick will find Hailfire. Potato on that push will find Milk as well, and that is going to be a 3v2 situation. Mayhem swinging things in their favor very nicely here in the first round.
Yeah, they sure are, and their defense a little shaky for what's left. I mean, do they have much option to be able to fix it? No, not really, but unfortunately for them, just the picks going all the way of Mayhem so far, and now here's the push onto the center hotel. Will they run by it? Will they run through it? It looks like James is going to opt to go through it. C4 detonated from Quokka.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, good pronunciation there. James opting to go upstairs. Quokka has to stay quiet where he is. If he stays quiet enough, they'll ignore him almost entirely, although I wouldn't put it past James to try and check every last possible angle.
Yeah, I agree. James is a very thorough player.
Yeah, careful to C4 and heavy wet.
Potato Bot just standing in a doorway looking for C4. The optimal way to avoid C4 is by standing in the doorway and staring up and down. I mean, Quokka's hearing all this. This communication doesn't even have to be radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of here then, real quick. I'm gonna take bottom floor.
Oh, then Quokka's gonna hear that. Are you gonna take bottom floor indeed, Potato? Oh, Potato's... That's not the bottom floor, Potato. There we go. Now he's coming. Is Quokka gonna be ready? He's got the knife ready. He's
Listen,
looking
he's
to
a potato, okay?
He's looking to clear the corner. He does find the knife, and Quokka will remain alive. As a result of that kill. It's going to be a confirm from James, however, and now it's a 2v1. And let's keep our eyes focused here. So now Slider's in a precarious position. He's got to rotate out. And he rotated out at the worst time as Theta was waiting for the rotation on the hill, and Mayhem will find themselves that first round win on a great little play there to take Center Hotel, although Quokka's knife was definitely felt. Seen and felt. Seen and felt.
Seen and felt. Wow, yeah, what a great play there to start things off from Mayhem. They really had their stuff together there, as we kind of expected. They are kind of one of those teams where they have a bit more of the intelligentsia to their play, right? It's not just about who's the fastest one to the objective and who's the fastest one to get killed first, or, you know, they have some real thought behind their plays, and that's always nice to see.
Yeah, we'll see if Ember's offense is able to crack through, because I mean that 5-0 score on Downfall in their last game means that you know, Ember was as ineffectual as possible on Downfall. They couldn't put up defensive perimeters properly. They couldn't get a cap out, and of course I wasn't watching that game, or at least I don't remember it if I was, so I don't know exactly what the missteps there were, but you have to hope that Ember's found you know, sort of remedied their mistakes, and we'll see if we can do that, if they could do that here on their offensive round. But yeah, great offensive play. I mean, just exactly the kind of thorough play that we were talking about, making sure that you're clearing every room, every corner, and just doing enough damage to keep the defense shifting at all times. But we'll see what their offense looks like, because round 2 is now underway.
Can't see it.
Which side? Which way do you
Doesn't
want?
mean much, but I can't see it.
A check for quick spawn comes out, but it is a mirrored spawn as Ember.
Directions are covered. Walking, you need to cover the south.
James giving out instructions to the end there. As Ember now gets that mirrored spawn, and we'll see what they choose to do with it. We saw the 3-2 split that then had to adjust as a result of losing one of their members, or both of their members here on that side. Hailfire does find the corner quickly. Sends a little bit of gunfire down towards, it looks like, yellow car there behind Center Hotel. Mono has to hit the deck just to avoid getting picked. Milkman does find one, with James being a little over-aggressive on that hill. And now Milkman has kind of run of the south.
2-8 Center Hotel.
Good communication here from Ember as they were able to get the intel they wanted. I'll see what they can do with it.
One dead, Center Hotel top.
Quokka calling out a death that I didn't see happen. He's looking for the pick. He doesn't find it, as Mono is the one who ends up finding the kill instead. And that's the problem. So now Ember may be working with a limited, or I'm sorry, an incorrect count. And that is never good.
Absolutely not.
It bolsters confidence, but false confidence at that. And Potato will find another pick on the hill, putting Ember down 3-4 here. Mayhem defense looking pretty good so far.
And there's Moner with another pick onto another member of Ember, taking down SliderCon. It is not going well for them in the south there. Potato Bot now going to turn and burn on Hailfire, and C-Max will find a refrag across the map onto Monerchild. Things not looking so great right now for Ember. It's a 1v3.5. The res is being made, so it'll be back to a 1v4 here momentarily. But C-Max has definitely got his work cut out for him.
Sure does. It's got a little pile of mags, little seedlings. Fun fact, these grow into ammo trees, and that's how Onward gets all their ammo. It's all the mags we leave out on the ground. C-Max is making some fantastic call-outs to his 4 dead teammates. Not able to react on that. He's gonna need to check his tablet before making any sort of advancement. Ooh, he fires on the window, but not expecting Theta to pop that doorway. And that'll give Mayhem their second point here in the series so far. I mean, what? I don't know. I feel like Ember took a direct approach, but a little uncoordinated. Like, they pushed all in the front, all at once, but just missing that sort of cohesion, that consistent suppression. The callouts I felt like were on point, but they just weren't reacting to them properly.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on in the mines, but yeah, from the play it did look a bit disjointed. Not, I would just call it out of sync, right? Like you said, not so much like wrong or anything. It's just they had an idea, they had a plan. It's just the plan might not have been as well lubricated and functioning as one unit as they might have thought they had it, or as they may have had it in practice. You know, things don't always go the same way as they're trained and practiced in practice. So that's why you have to try and make and train for all of those situations, or at least be able to, you know, think. Like even if it becomes like just a literal like improvisational drill, right? You stand your guys up in a line. Captain says, "Okay, it's a 2v3, and your man just went down. He's 200 meters away. You have a minute and 30 seconds on the clock. What are you gonna do?"
Yeah, from that I basically just got that I have to lube up all of my plays. I just have to just shellac them. Well, we don't have to worry about any of that anymore. You don't have to worry about me saying the word lube anymore, because we are getting ourselves into our third round, and the defense, I'm just spinning around in circles here. Set up. It's a Monday Night Massacre of both the English language and Onward players. So we're
our morals.
Yeah. Don't at me, Nightfire. Hailfire pushing down the hill here with Quokka. They might run into a little bit of early action here, and the gunfire's coming out. Quokka's just got to defend himself by sending rounds down range, but he has to be careful because exactly that might happen. Potato Bot does find the man out in the open.
I was like, but why is he gonna stand out in the open while he's doing it? That's not how you do that.
Hailfire's in a good spot here to maybe find one or two in the east if he's not spotted out early, but those shots sound somewhat close. Mono and Wookiee both on their approach. James sending a little bit of preemptive fire down. Now we're looking at this from Wookiee's point of view, and he's not really seeing Hailfire's position here, so Hailfire could get the drop on both of these guys if they opt to rotate. Oh, and the drone is coming out. Hailfire's gonna hear that drone. He rotates on it. I don't think Mono's got the visual just yet. He's blocked by that tree. It's so... Hailfire's in such a dangerous position here. And he could find the pick, but Mono's gonna be the one that spots it out first, and he sends the rounds down range. Finds that pick onto Hailfire, and now the east side is completely open. We're gonna have to focus on the west side push.
Keep pushing.
James with a little bit of cover here as his teammates push through, and a little bit of pre-fire onto the windows coming out from the Mayhem side. As the drone continues its surveillance, you can see it here flitting around like a bumblebee. I'm not going to follow it. It's going to make everyone, including me, nauseous. The defense is set up pretty... Okay, all right. The defense is set up pretty nicely here inside of these objective buildings, and C-Max is getting suppressed to no end.
Is he getting suppressed to the max?
Yes, he is.
To the C-Max?
If I say yes, will it end whatever this nightmare is?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. SliderCon is the first one to find a bullet from the western push.
That dark room. He's in the dark room. Center Hotel. They're still up there.
James does find the pick. And now I think we're going to start seeing that push in from the east. We can see the members coming down the hill there, Mono and Wookiee both. Sending the smokes out towards him. Beautiful smokes. Really great positioning there. One rolling a little too far, but second one here.
Might help block out C-Max's angle up the hill, though. which will be beneficial to them. Yeah, C-Max can hardly see like mid route up the hill.
Oh, here
he
comes.
can only see the crest. Oh my God, it's a push.
Yeah,
the smokes are in. The two from the east are coming down, and SliderCon is down, but he should be given viable information here. They're going to be pushing up. Here comes C-Max over from the opposite building, but they don't even see him. Wookie's up there. He's in the smoke.
C-Max finds one. Milkman's on the corner here. Wookie only had his tab out, and he's got his tab out now as C-Max pushes the two left. He stops the cap, but Mono able to find that pickup. I mean, that was a good last-minute defense there by Ember, but just a little too little, a little too late, you know?
I hear ya, and honestly, that was a beautiful attack there from Mayhem, and they had plenty of time left. The attack basically initiated at 3 minutes, which for me is about like that real sweet, juicy spot in them, and that's where I want my team to be in position. If they haven't already attacked the objective, and that's, of course, that's coming from me, a former dangler. If we're not on the objective in 15 seconds, we're crying about it and shooting each other. So, you know, if a team is ready to attack and is in position at 3 minutes and they launch at 3 minutes, that's exactly what can happen. Even though the defense had some answers for them, were able to take a couple of them down in that push, they still had plenty of time to react, adapt, overcome, and take out their enemy. C-Max did a great job there at stopping the cap, so a great job from him and a great kind of clutch for Ember to keep them in this first map, but ultimately the sheer number advantage of Mayhem does win out the round.
Yeah, they had I mean, that series of picks in the East, I'm a little bit... I'm miffed, I guess would be the term, at why the East side would push the way that Hailfire and Quokka did there early on. To be out in that open field, especially without a confirmed spawn, is just so dangerous. And to leave yourself exposed like that, Hailfire leaving his position, I think he may have thought he was safe. But he had just heard the drone come out there. I mean, there's just there's little things like that kind of miff me about the way Ember has played some of these rounds. Sometimes it's just nerves, though, you know? Sometimes it's just pre-game nerves.
Absolutely. And, you know, depending, I mean, at this time of the day, it's kind of hard to say that, oh, a team hasn't really had time to warm up, right? Because we're on the West Coast and it's like 7 o'clock for us. So most people have had time to get home from work, get unwound a little bit, get some time on the sticks, per se, before their match, but not everyone, and sometimes that rings true, and sometimes you just don't get the real warm-up until you get into that first map, and you either have to overcome and fix that really fast, or, well, you'll have to catch up in the second and third maps.
Yeah, catch up they will have to do as Ember gets that northwest spawn. They're going to be pushing through...
But the real question is, do they have any Grey Papone?
It's not the real question. Wookie's gonna push this window. Is Quokka gonna be ready for him? Doesn't matter. Potato Bot with a great cover fire there is gonna find that pick, and C-Max and Wookie will trade out as well. And just like that, 2 members of the Ember squad are down. There is a res available for Wookie, though I can't see it happening. It just feels...
It's too exposed.
Yeah, way too exposed out in the open here. Let's...
Best op, I mean, they could do it, but it's not, again, it's not worth it. They could push the West Street. There's nobody on the West Street. There's nobody that can really see the West Street at the moment. They could push that. Oh, it looks like that's exactly what Potato Bot is going to do as he rushes down that Western Street into the western entrance of that hotel to get that res onto Wookie without being subjected to that enemy fire out in the open. So really good for him. He will give some confirmation shots on the dead body as he runs in for the res. However, all that is going to do now is alert the enemy offense to their position. So they will be keeping an eye on that building, at least until they see some folks come out of it.
Well, the remaining folks of the Ember squad have quite a bit of work cut out for them here, as they're now in a 3v4. Milkman found a nice little long-range pick in the west there. I'm sorry, in the southeast. Even things out a little bit. You can see Hailfire's in a tough position here as well. He needs to cross. If he's going to cross to West Street, he needs to go back down and around. That is exactly what he's doing here. That should avoid the eyes of most of the defense. And honestly, not a lot of them are even looking in this direction.
In the western direction?
Yeah, well, the northwest position.
Right.
I'm kind of tracking Hailfire's path here. He's picked a good line to try to approach us on. This isn't a common approach.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a little leery about the approach out through the open, especially with that defender up in North Darkroom who does actually see him Theta with the shots from Mayhem to take down Hailfire. That was my only problem with his line.
I can find him.
And it was caught out pretty quick there by Theta. But my real concern with it was more the push up to the building in case Potato Bot or Wookiee happened to pick up on any audible cues, that he would basically be stuck in kind of a similar situation to what he is now. So Potato Bot up on the roof, Wookiee down on the ground floor there in the center hotel, and only 2 members of Ember are left with 3 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Now, just this time last round, Mayhem were all encircled upon the objective, tossing smokes and getting ready to launch their final assault. But unfortunately for Ember, they have just not been able to make up the real estate alone yet to get into striking distance. They are in a very, very exposed position, and I'm pretty sure Mayhem is well aware of their last locations.
Yeah, Milkman has been called out. He took a couple of shots. And now Slider and Milkman are the last 2 remaining as they push through. They've got to know about Theta's position. They should have heard the shots ringing out to pick off Hailfire. If they can get that position down, it might give them a little bit of an advantage on some of the folks in the center hotel. They may not expect that long-range fire, but who knows? That's interesting. There's a smoke out from the defense there. Not really sure what that's about. Ember is so worried about the flank here. I hear them talking about it, and currently they're, no one's flanking. No one's coming your way. You are the offense. You are the one who flanks.
You are the captain now.
Look at me.
Look at me.
You are the flanker now. But despite their fears of a flank, Slider does find his way all the way down. And this position is good. The only problem is that Marsoc tower, that dark room, North Marsoc. It's going to be a tough cross to make for Slider. He's got the right idea on the approach, but until Theta is dealt with, he's not going to be able to really make anything happen. Slider making the push now to White Tower. He might be able to find a pick here onto Center Hotel if he peeks this properly, because whoever that is, Potato Bot has just got his eyes trained. Oh, if he'd just popped the hill, he would have had it for sure.
There's one by garage, there's one by garage, watch out. 1 minute.
Just kind of looking over the shoulder here. James taking a little bit of gunfire now, and a quick response from Potato Bot will find actually Milkman right outside of Theta's position there. Likely a call out came out. Slider, the last one left, 40 seconds. Slider will find one as he pushes out, but way too many defenders remaining. And just like that, Mayhem is going to take this map 1-4 to nothing.
Yeah, not really the outcome I was expecting here on the first map, and honestly, for a downfall map, Noman, this went pretty quickly. Just over 25 minutes on the map, and honestly, you could take a couple of those minutes away just due to mid-round, pre-round stuff, plan times and things like that. So realistically, about a 20-minute downfall, and that's pretty quick. And a lot of that comes down to Ember really just not being able to find that line, find those picks. They just, I don't know. Yeah, Noman, I think you've said it best so far. Is it just seems they're a little disjointed right now, and it's not working for them. And honestly, it doesn't seem to be the Ember that I've been seeing so far in Season 9. They're a little shaky right now in comparison.
Yeah, you are right about that. But our loading screen has given away the next map, and we are indeed following the trend of the last game, because we are going to Snow Peak as map 2, the Ember choice here. Not a surprising choice. Ember is probably one of the biggest proponents of Snow Peak in this league. Yeah, and Colettos definitely love themselves this map. They had a strong showing on it versus Mayhem in that first series, going 5-2. So I would expect to see, Downfall is one of those maps that Mayhem is they're just scary on. They're just good. They have good long range shots. They have fantastic communication. We saw the plays working out, the sort of the way they had them written. So I'm not super surprised. When a team is on a map, it can be very, very challenging to unseat them no matter how well you're playing. But we'll
Yeah.
see if Ember can do the same thing here versus Mayhem on Snow Peak, because, you know, a 5-2 scoreline, it's somewhat close. You know, at some point that had to have been a 3-2, and Ember was able to come away with a cap and a win. But can they replicate it? Is the question. Can they, you know, do they have that magic bottled up somewhere?
Well, we'll have to find out. Hopefully Snow Peak is the map that they do it on. But as we've mentioned, if this does become a full replay, does that mean Mayhem will be ready for it?
They might be. They might be. And I actually don't know if that last match was casted. You know, that makes a big difference if you can learn from your mistakes.
Yes, it
okay,
was.
so yeah, then it's
casted that one, so.
entirely possible that Mayhem will be aware of Ember's tricks.
I don't know. Trip casted it, so they might not be able to see much of anything. JK Trip, JK.
Shots fired.
We love you, buddy.
Shots fired onto Mr. Triple Nipple himself, our resident caster, and we are ready to go. We don't have to wait too long. That's what I appreciate about this, is that
You know what I appreciate about you?
we don't have to wait too long.
That's right.
Well, round 1 is underway. We've got the Northwest Hangar objective. We've got Mayhem on the defense.
Sure do. We have Ember going to be spawning over here in the warehouse building in the northeast. Pretty close spawn for this objective, realistically. So Ember are going to have to be very careful here on their approach, as Mayhem basically have a direct line of sight up that hill almost the entire way to the spawn of Ember. But Ember are going to be putting out some shots early as Hailfire starts laying down the Hailfire, pretty much.
Hey, it worked. The name works. Okay.
The name works.
I think you are contractually obligated to use a machine gun if you have a name like Hailfire. A little bit of return fire coming out. Potato Bot will find C-Max on this aggressive push, and Slider's in danger as well as Potato Bot puts a shot on him, and he's gonna maybe catch that grenade as well, and a nice little nade by Quokka will shut that down. He catches a bullet from the team, though, as you said. Mayhem have got this approach. I just zeroed in, completely locked in. You take a look at the mini-map, all those arrows are pointing in the direction of Ember's approach.
Yep, definitely no questions needed there. Quokka with a little look at the flick of the wrist. He throws that nice, beautiful nade over to stop the reign of terror that is Potato Bot. I don't know why he wasn't able to see him to get those confirmation shots off before all that suppressive fire came
I think he's
in,
a little low on the hill. I think is what it is. If you're looking at it, he's a little, yeah, he rolled down the hill a bit. But then again, the bodies are all client side, so what we see may not be what the players see.
That's very true. The player could be very well down the hill on Quokka's screen there, or in his headset, I guess I should say. It's not really on his screen per se. We don't use no stinking screens around here.
We use a different kind of screen.
Yeah, they go on our eyeballs.
Quokka now forced to rotate, which is the right call here. Again, you've drawn all the attention to yourselves early on.
Well, it doesn't help when you're going to rotate and then just throw smokes to tell everyone where you rotated to.
Oh, and Quokka's going to find a nice little confirm there onto Potato Bot as we were talking. Milkman. Yeah, nice pick onto James there, and Hailfire's gonna catch the wrong end of a rifle as Theta sends a few rounds his way, and now it's just 2 members of the Ember squad with 3 on Mayhem remaining.
Not as bad as I thought it was gonna go with the way Potato Bot was really wrecking the start of that round there. Quokka shutting him down really kind of put them off, and then that nice headshot that came in just a moment ago from Milkman, I believe that was. No, it was Hailfire taking down James. Nice shot there, but this objective is just, it's kind of, I've not played it enough competitively to really be considered a voice of reason, but to me this objective's kind of crap. I don't like either spawn for it when I watch it, because either they approach it really slow or it's just really exposed to the defense, but you know, that's my opinion, and my opinion isn't gold. So
your opinion is about as good as that shot Quokka made. Mono's gonna find Milkman, and he almost finds the last member of Ember. Tucks in before Quokka can do any real damage, but Wookie on a nice secondary angle is gonna find the headshot and take Ember out of the running there in that first round. You know
who Mayhem is reminding me of right now?
Tell me.
Take a guess. I actually want you to take a guess. What team do you think or Mayhem reminds me of?
Is it G-Men? Because you almost said it.
Yeah, it is. No, it's Globochem. Ha!
You got me. You literally could have said any other team. I mean, honestly, I would. No one would know.
I could have been like, no, it's this team, but no, I really do. They honestly remind me a lot of how G-Men had started playing in the last couple of seasons. It's very intelligent style play. It's not just like smash and crash and like, and it's not like a slow rip my hair out waiting on you to get to the objective pace. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Well
I
paced.
just see a level of IQ in the thought behind their play and the thought behind their defense that I don't often feel that I see with a lot of other teams. Even some of our top teams, I feel like it's like, woo, they barely got by on the skin of the teeth on that one, Chuck. When in reality, that could have been a very practiced play, but because it doesn't look that way, it doesn't appear to me via the player movements, the synchronicity of the attack, all of that stuff. That's why I don't feel that way about those teams. But with teams like G-Men and what I'm now seeing out of Mayhem is very intelligent style play, and it's very well thought out. It's very well calculated. They seem to do their research because, again, I do feel like they are countering Ember with exactly what they need right now, and that could be the fact that last match they had was casted, and it is following in kind of the same trend. But this is Ember's chance here to put some points back on the board and stop another 4-0 wipe here as we get into round number 2 here on Snow Peak.
Indeed, no mirrored spawn this time. Mayhem getting that southeast spawn, which is going to open up the map quite a bit for them, right? When you get that spawn Ember had, it's almost like it forces your hand. You know, you kind of have to at least somewhat utilize the push, but it's just such a difficult one to make. And I was surprised not to see like a volley of smokes coming down that valley early on, because that's a great way to create a little bit of confusion and allow others to rotate on, through the chaos. So we'll see if Mayhem has a better approach here. They've got 3 on the south, and you can sort of see like they're going for that long range play. They're leaning into their strengths. They're setting up and trying to find the picks before they make their push in.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell from the way the arrows are just twitching around on the defensive side. They have not established a clue of where the offense is coming from yet. And I have a feeling Mayhem's going to try and keep it that way for as long as they possibly can. And Ember is hopefully, I say hopefully, in the mindset of Mayhem here. And they're hoping that Mayhem will still be kind of twitchy and kind of looking around and not having been able to establish the spawn yet by the time they're right outside the objective and ready to strike. Kind of like what they were doing there on Downfall, except Downfall, unfortunately for their plans anyways, a little bit less forgiving in that aspect than here.
Yeah, Hailfire's in danger here. I'm kind of over the shoulder of James, and if he pops out, he might be able to spot Hailfire sitting there behind that tree. But I don't know. It's a pretty tough angle even for me to spot, having the caster vision and the crisper screen. See if James is able to spot that out. James here just giving all kinds of intel to his team, all kinds of commands, like a true captain, you know, just a captain to the end.
He's a man after my own heart. Anyone who's ever played with me in a comp lobby or on my team knows that I pretty much never shut up on the radio. You're going to know every bit of information that I know, and if you don't know it, then I have failed to do my job. I mean, having that person on your team, whether it be on offense, whether it be on defense, knowing kill counts, able to check their pad more often, checking things out, kill counts, timer, especially on defense and on offense, are very key, because you might start getting antsy and then look at your clock and say, oh shoot, there's only 30 seconds left. Let me just hold my butt here for just a moment, and I'll be able to draw them in. The drone is out.
His drone is doing so much work for the offense right now. Hailfire right there getting caught in exactly what I thought he was going to get caught in, which is the shooting war to take the drone down, giving his information away to Theta, who is on the inside of that hill. And now I hear some rapid clicking from Koka's there. I think he's just trying to let him know he does hear Mono's approach here. Oh, and a fantastic C4. I almost flew right over Mono. Unfortunately, not able to fly over it as Quokka does find the confirm and evens things out here back to a 4v4.
It's going to be very beneficial to them here in this matchup. They need to get these points back. That 4-0 in the first map isn't going to help them. They're going to have to really like step the score out on their own side now in order to better, you know, accommodate this. Oh, a cheeky little grab through the wall there from Quokka. Oh, he's going to try and grab that one too. Why not? Can't get that one. Sorry, buddy. It's a little too far. Oh, he's going to go ahead and toss that green smoke away. Not much he can do about the red smoke, but in all honesty, not that I think Theta's going to actually push this line, but if he does, he really hurt himself more than he did Quokka.
I love this potato bot play. He's probably crawled the entire way across this lake, just prone the whole way.
Has, yeah. He has. I was following him for a bit before that C4 went off.
Yeah,
now the tension's just so thick over here with Theta and Quokka, I can't take my eyes off
the
it.
effect is just so dampened by James and Wookie just standing out in the open, and a nice James nade will down SliderCon right on the objective. A nice little toss there, preemptive throw. Should be an easy res though, especially with that defensive smoke, or I'm sorry, offensive smoke. Blocking the potential. No, Wookie getting there just in time. C-Max almost gets the res, but now he's got to stay tucked in, and the gunfire's coming in from two angles as Theta sends a few rounds inside. Quokka and Milkman really need to deal with the pressure here as Potato Bot pushes through. Milkman finds Theta. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so much happening.
Yep, Wookie and James on the backside of the building. Wookie's been able to take down one. Now he's inside. He's going for the cap. Now he's going to hide behind the boxes. He's got no one inside. He's got Potato Bot for support.
Milkman's looking for him. He does find him. It is a 2v1 on the defense. Potato Bot rotating to the backside now. Potato finds Milk, but Quokka with a quick refrag will give Ember that round.
Definitely not the way I thought that round was going to go, Noman. I saw Wookie in there on the objective getting that cap after taking down the defender, and then seeing the defenseman not have the angle right at first. I honestly did not think they were going to make it back in time to get that kill, but they do, and that is the second time Mayhem has been stopped just short of a cap, but Ember will come away with a point this time. Things are tied up 1-1 on Snow Peak.
We're in a nice little map 2 tie here now. The scores are remaining about what we would expect them to, but Ember really needs to find their stride on the offense here if they want to try to push through this map. I mean, they need to take the second map, obviously, to stay in the series, but more so, they need to put more points on the board. Coming away with no points in the first map and potentially few or none, or whatever the case may be, one, I guess, in this case, can be a real blow to MMR. You want to make sure to try to keep the scores as close as possible. Even if you're not winning, you got to fight every round like it's the deciding round, and Ember needs to find that fire, pun intended, to try and take map 2 and take this to a map 3 decider, which, I don't know, it could be Tanker. I have a feeling they're going to just try to play all 3 in order, but you know, who knows? Who knows what it could be? It could be anything aside from the 2 maps that you see on your screen's left and right sides there.
Well, so that objective got a little bit more exciting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I definitely love the action there. And Mayhem did, you know, what they did on Downfall. They made the same plays. They just couldn't quite execute that one. Some slow cap fingers, I think, were the result of that round for Mayhem. Definitely a dangerous round, a wake-up call for Ember, so to speak. And we'll see if they can shake off the rust here and get into their third round with another win on offense. Zoom on over to the Mayhem defense here. We've got this, I don't know the call out for this objective. Hunting shed? I'm just gonna say hunting shed. That sounds...
You're a caster, Noman. You can make up whatever call out you want.
That's right. No one's here to judge me. Except for you, Sleepy. But
well, and all the viewers, let's be real.
I'm used to, yeah, but they're 6 minutes behind me. I'm not worried about... In 6 minutes, I'm going to forget I even said anything, so...
You'll be like, what is Chad even talking about?
Yeah, what? I never said that. Prove it.
Prove it, yeah.
Quokka is going to be the one in danger here. He's crossing right out in the open. Mono's in a position where he could have spotted him. He's just on the other side of that hill there. Not likely to. Quokka's going to make it to the inside. So Ember is sending 2. On the outside lake flank. And I feel like every call out is like a tongue twister.
Lake flank.
Yeah, exactly. Say
That
that.
It just doesn't even sound right.
It doesn't sound right. It sounds very strange.
It sounds like some sort of like Swedish delicacy. Like gefilte fish.
Some lakaflanks.
Lacaflancas.
C-Max and Slider here in the tunnel, just keeping their eyes peeled, and for good reason.
Milkman. Milkman just did a pirouette over here. He just stopped where he was and did a 360 spin.
Oh boy, that's so bad. So not good. Quokka finding the back of a teammate, and now Ember is going to be running a man behind. That is not the way you want to open up your offensive round.
Yeah, it really is hitting me today like Ember is just having a bad day.
Quokka, if you want his smokes, you just have to ask him, okay? You don't
have to shoot him.
just giving the guys a hard time. We've all done it, you know what I mean? I've done it as recently as a couple of days ago. So I have the least horses in this race. Ooh, a nice little air burst, a little too high. But could have been a good check on Mono's position here as Quokka starts to make this push up. I mean, the smokes are in position. They're just not very helpful. Oh, and Mono throwing a fantastic grenade there.
I mean, I'm not over there necessarily watching that side of the action. I'm over here following Milkman and Hailfire at the moment, who are running that Lacaflanca. And and they're untouched, so I'm just wondering why there's any sort of going on the objective right now, unless it's to continue to just pull that attention away. But it doesn't seem like it's what they're doing, because some of the attackers on that other side, when that original push came from, are right outside the objective, kind of just sitting there. Maybe they're waiting for Hailfire and Milkman here to get into position. I have seen one of them kind of pull off and is trying to sneak his way through that warehouse, that parking garage. But so unless the smoke was used for concealment or cover or something like that, then I'm just not really seeing the point, as the rest of the team isn't quite up to pace just yet.
I like Wookie's position here. He's got a little cranny, just a little nook right here that he's gonna try and thread the needle on Slider, and he does find the shot.
Possible -1.
That's a dirty little spot. Now you can't use it ever again because it showed up on stream.
Wow, an amazing grenade comes over towards Milkman and Hailfire, but was ineffective, just a little short. But had they been rushing any harder on those smokes that they threw for the objective, that would have been a double right there. James and Milkman now going to get into it. Milkman going to come away the winner. And Theta going to take down Potato Bot, with Quokka finishing up Theta afterwards. Now it's a 4v2. The rush is in. Quokka gets picked up by Monorchild. Now there's a battle between Wookie and Hailfire here in the trees. Who knows what's going to happen, but the objective is open. It's a 2v2, and there's under 2 minutes left. It's all twos from here. Ouch! And that face shot from Wookie into Hailfire. Definitely going to feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, Milkman now aware he is the last one remaining. It's all going to come down to whether or not he can nail this shot, and he's taking fire. Quite a bit here. Wookie is just not giving him any daylight. Also, you and I need to talk about Mono's name. It's Monorchid, like an orchid, but one of them. Wookie finding the pick on Milkman. The smoke just not quite good enough to give him the approach he wanted, and Mayhem will take that third round.
Isn't an orchid inherently a solo item? Okay. Otherwise, they would be orchids.
Listen, I didn't make the name. I'm just reading English better than you, okay? Is it English? I actually don't know Mono's nationality, so who knows? It might be like Lacaflanca, just a foreign term.
Very well could be. You could be insulting me for no reason.
Well, there's always a reason. Mostly because it's fun. The reason is because it's fun.
No, the reason is because you love me. Don't lie.
That's true. That's true. We spent too much time locked in the casting booth together, and now I have Stockholm Syndrome with Sleepy.
I'm locked in the closet.
Well, a fantastic series there. I mean, the team kills evening each other out. I like that. Sort of leveling the playing field. very, very good of Mayhem to play fair like that and down one of their teammates in response. I mean, I see the workings of good plays in Ember's. I've seen them on the field when I've played against them. They have what it takes to execute them properly. It's just, I think, like you're saying here, like just an off day. Like things are just not clicking together like they normally do. And we'll see if they can get themselves out of the slump. They gotta keep the spirits up. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's like in the tent right now, but I know how these games can feel. And it's important to make sure you're not inside your own head the entire time. You got to focus on that next round. And the next round is already here. So they've got things to focus on right now.
Absolutely right. Right now. Right now.
Right.
No.
Right meow.
Right meow. Did you just say meow?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying meow, okay?
No, man, I want you to know I made you a bottle of Kool-Aid after the event.
Okay. We're going to have so many copyright claims at the end of this cast. Just 14 DMCA takedown notices.
Hey, Twitch, why don't you just save us a problem and just stop our stream for us right now? Just go ahead and fine Sleepy a couple $100, because he's not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
He's out here just robbing everybody of their intellectual properties.
Yeah, because none of these people have been robbed before of their IP.
Listen, that doesn't make it okay. Just because a bank's been robbed before doesn't mean you want to rob it again, you know?
Well, you know what they say, 2 wrongs make a right, so...
That's true. I have heard that saying before. I think you said it.
Yeah. 2 lefts make a 180.
Why did I agree to sign you up on this cast? What?
You came to me for this. I just want everyone to know.
And I already regret it.
Because we have fun. We have fun.
James has to wrangle the cats that are his Mayhem offense, pulling Theta back down onto his approach. And we'll see if Hailfire is going to be ready for this 3-man push. He's going to be seeing it pretty early on. He doesn't have quite as dope of an angle as Wookiee did in that last round, but still a nice little crowd. A lot of these, yeah. Now I'm just gonna have panic every time I see these cement bollards. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind because I'm gonna think somebody's just watching me through a 2.5-inch crack. Can we just get those filled in with cement, developers? Somebody at Dante, so I don't have to panic.
Give me a cement trowel as my loadout option, and I'll go and fill them in for you.
Yes.
As the combat engineer.
Yes. Oh, we need that. Can you imagine being able to set up sandbags and stuff for the approach?
Let's be real. Isn't all of our goal to have squad in VR?
Yeah, I think it sure is. Hailfire does find the first pick here as Potato Bot pushes around. He's looking for James, and he does find him. Okay, the camera. Let's calm down. It's a full-on trade out, so Hailfire giving his life for 2 of Mayhem's, and that is a deal I think he'll take any day.
I would.
You'd give Hailfire's life for 2? I would also.
I mean, I was talking about my own, but I guess I'd give his too. Yeah, sure.
If
That's
I
even
had
less
the
costly to
option.
me. You mean I have the option?
Yeah. Well, it was a hypothetical, but yes, he would. Milkman tucked into the same little corner here, and we talked about this in this cast and in others, but teams will often check their own spots, right? Their own defensive positions if they know them. So Milkman he's not out of the woods. He's going to have to deal with somebody peeking him here, or possibly just throwing a little checkmate in there. Make sure he's staying honest. So he could be the first one in danger.
Yeah, there's a lot of check spots right now. A lot of the Ember defense is kind of in an exact position to where Mayhem was before. I see C-Max sitting where I forget who it was. Mon Orchid, as Noman likes to call him.
Nice.
Was sitting in that spot, I believe, where C-Max is now, and then where Milkman is, someone else was. James is where Slider is now. So yeah.
No. That was probably I'm sorry. That landed literally in front of my camera. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't even cast. Oh God.
I wasn't even watching it, and I just laughed just because you went, uh-oh.
Slider was as surprised as I was to see that grenade land in front of him. Or no, not Slider. Sorry, Milkman was as surprised as I was. Mono trades out with Slider, reinforcing that position, and now that res is going to come out from Wookiee. Coca's got to be rotating on this. He's in danger. Theta, I think, has been watching him this whole time. Will Quokka be ready for this? C-Max is, as he finds Mono on that push through the hill. Wookiee with the quick refrag will find the down. So Quokka may be hearing these. I don't actually know if, I mean, over the sound of that. Oh, wow. C4 coming out. The detonation. Quokka with the nice save, though, does find Theta pushing down the hill. I mean, that would have been the time to rotate and get that res.
Why get the res when you can get the kill and end the round?
Indeed. Indeed he did. Oh my God, that Slider nade. Oh, I apologize. I usually don't try to laugh for that long, but that was somebody's. I know somebody's gonna clip that. I don't even have to tell anybody to do that because that was funny.
Yeah.
That was so...
I didn't even see it, and I was laughing just because of your reaction to it, and then immediately followed by this grenade. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate.
I was sitting right on the back shoulder of Milkman, just sort of watching the angle. I was waiting for Mono to peek him, and then the grenade just comes in from off frame, lands at his feet, and I saw the red coloring. I was like, oh. Slider looked down, picked it up to go try to throw it, and lost his life as a result. An unfortunate misplay there by Slider, but you know, road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm sure he just wanted to get whoever had shot Milkman there.
Yeah, either way, Ember does seem to be finding their hold here on Snow Peak. They are getting their points, they're getting their defensive rounds, but they did not start on defense, so the bulk advantage is not theirs. They need to find this Marsoc round or the next one in order to really be able to take home second map and have a chance at holding us out to map 3 in the series.
Thank you, Sleepy. I'm sorry to hear about the stroke you just had.
Me too. Best believe. You know, I'm a professional, Noman. I don't know if you know this, but
yeah. Oh, I know. You're a professional lots of things. Can't name them all on stream. We'd be here all day, but
no, most of them you couldn't name on stream anyways, because I don't know that we're in an 18+ stream.
All right, we've got.
And even then, we're still breaking TOS.
We've got the warehouse.
Oh, that's dead. That's dead. Yeah, that's. Oh my God.
Milkman just not even looking in the direction of the objective. You have to be aware that enemies can be there. It's that right there is elementary stuff.
Don't do it, C-Max. Don't do it, C-Max.
But he wants to. But he wants to do it.
Does it? I'm gonna go on the website and change all of the Ember's team names to Lemming. If he does this. All right, that's it. The Lemmings versus Mayhem, everyone, for the rest of the night.
C-Max wanted.
I love the Ember.
Listen, I get it. Okay, I've been C-Max before. I'm like, I can get the shot. You know,
we've all been C-Max before.
I'm gonna be the one who gets that kill, and I'll be the hero of my team, and then I die. And you know what's consistent about that thinking is that it literally never fails. That I will always die.
100% success rate of death.
Exactly. I will die every time, and I will do it every time, regardless.
With a smile on your face.
That's right. And I will defend my right to do it to the death. This is America, okay?
Yeah, that's what Marsoc is fighting for.
That's what
your freedoms and mine.
The freedom to do the really silly peek every time.
America. Yeah. Gotta add sound effects in now.
Thank you.
I can't curse.
Don't because then we're going down the chatting parrot route, and we all know how that ends. You get yelled at by Nightfire.
With delightfully entertaining German entertainment, yeah?
Oh, there's the 15th DMCA takedown.
Why?
Parrot's lawyers are gonna come.
Parrots lawyers? What are they, a cockatiel and a parakeet?
I see
Cockatiel
what
and
you-
parakeet, attorneys at law.
I see what you did there. I like how you made it bird themed. I like that.
Of course. An exotic bird theme, too.
That's true. That's double points. And the only reason we can do this kind of silly conversation is because the Ember offense has slowed up quite a bit on their approach. Quokka going to be the one trying to deal with Mono, the terror of Ember here.
He's a hero.
He pushes the corner. Mono checking the tablet, catches him out just at the right time.
He manages to get to be the hero because...
Oh,
Blob. Dead.
Oh no, and a nice little nade and confirm combo there from Potato.
What's crazy is Potato got the headshot as his body was falling. So the nade blew him up in the air, and Potato Bot managed to get the headshot on his way back down. So sorry.
Wookie just threw his pistol at Hailfire.
What?
He just threw his pistol down that hallway where Hailfire is. It's right there.
Maybe he thought the thunk would like cause them panic. You know, like they think like maybe a grenade was landing and they'll dash off.
I'm definitely not seeing any panic in Hailfire's eyes, as he does know the difference between a pistol and a C4.
Oh.
The corner push does work out in Wookie's favor there.
Bruh.
Slider with the...
I still can't get over them Volk Nikes, bruh.
Slider should be hearing all this. I'm going to kind of back up here. James pushing the corner.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You can't have it.
It's an interesting play here because James may think that this was just a trade, right? A complete trade out. I don't know. The comms were correct. Wookie did make the call out. I don't know if he said there was two. Slider repeaks as James clears the corner. The problem here is Slider's rocking what I believe is the 4X ACOG,
Uh-oh.
which in close quarters is not what you want to see in these short tunnels.
Unless he's got a canted. Does he have a canted on it, maybe?
I don't believe so. I haven't seen him swap to it. He has been 4Xing through these hallways.
Yikes.
I know. Well, have you used the canted sight? It's tiny. It's like the tiniest little sight. It's almost useless. I tried to use it on the M16, you know, with the 12X or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely can't use it on a long gun. You're gonna want to use it on something shorter, just because it with the size of the sight versus the distance from your eye, it does get a bit hard to use. But it's a little bit easier when you also have a stock, because you know if you're one of those guys like me who's since stopped using one.
That smoke just rolled off the map. I tried to follow it. I thought it was actually going to be quite effective. Ooh, a detonation of that C4. You guys blew up a caster. You didn't blow up a player. I should have made the sounds.
Oh, no, I'm coming for the res.
Thanks.
Sleepy coming around through the tunnels. He's going for the res onto Noman. He's got time, but will he get there before Slider? Okay, he's up.
We're going to swap into Slider's FPV here as we follow his push into this courtyard.
Mayhem are just messing around at this point. I think someone did say Potato Bot dropped, but his score hasn't wiped, so I don't think that's the case. I think maybe that was an assumption at first.
There's only 20 seconds left, Sleepy. There's literally no time for any shenanigans, and there it is, James.
Shenanigans is on SMC, though.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for that bit of tidbit knowledge.
You can thank the Onward community for having the perfect name to be filled in at certain points in conversation.
The more you know, featuring Sleepy.
Telling you, man, I'm gonna start doing a podcast soon. It's gonna be called Screwing Around with Sleepy.
That's an R-rated podcast, my friend. Mayhem going up 3-2 on a nice defensive hold here. Ember still they've got the defense on this map down, right? They've been able to hold so far.
Yeah.
So they have another opportunity to hang on here. But then, excuse me, then they have to convert on that final Marsoc round. And that could be so tough when none of your Marsoc rounds have worked to date. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, the pressure is still here, right? For Mayhem, this is round point. They don't want to give up any more points. You know, the more points spread they have, the better MMR gains. But also, you know, I think I think they want to close this one out and have the series over so that they can kind of take things easier maybe on map 3 and not have as much pressure on it. Obviously, I don't, you know, Mayhem's not going to just say, oh, okay, we won the series, so now we'll just, you know, quit, stop playing, you know, any of that sort of stuff. But it will take off of the main bit of pressure, as this is like a re-challenge from what, last week, the week before.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. You are correct. Ember here on the defense now, getting ready in their 6th round.
Quokka's so small.
Well, they are small creatures. I don't know if you've seen a picture of them.
No, I haven't.
They're very, very small little rodent-like creatures here.
It's like a wallaby, eh?
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, I'm actually outside of the map, and C-Max on a very aggressive push is gonna okay, Potato Bot, I think you got him.
It's like the scene in Inglourious Bastards where they just continue shooting into Hitler's body at the top of the thing for no reason.
A little too much. C-Max is not Hitler, okay? Can we not draw insane comparisons?
I'm not comparing him to Hitler. I'm comparing the scene that was happening to what happened in the movie. Jeez.
I had to do it. Wookie Theta and Potato Bot now have the tunnels secured. It was a 1v1 trade, but the defense doesn't know that, right? They don't have accurate count. C-Max obviously not able to get that call out before the rest of the offense crashed down on him. The lone member of the offense here, James, is making his push onto the corner. Are we going to see another sort of mono situation? Well, actually, I think he's a bit more tucked in. But Hailfire is on that barrier. James is looking for him, doesn't spot him yet. James was talking to me before the game, and he's right. He does talk quite a bit, even to himself, as he's making this approach. Sometimes you got to give yourself.
I talk to myself all the time on the field, man.
Yeah, you got to give yourself pep talks. You know, it's important.
Yeah, that's basically like I just don't move from the map if I don't say, "Okay, Sleepy, here we go, buddy. Time to do it."
The drone is out.
That's because, of course, it is. Mayhem were one of the few teams that really consistently use that drone.
They love them some droney action.
Is it because Wookie's a drone pilot? Is it because he's a droner?
Probably.
Drono?
He is currently drone piloting, so all of that seems to track. Hailfire making a smart choice to rotate out there. I'm just ignoring you, Sleepy. Potatobot does find Hailfire on the inside.
And James has made his way pretty much uncontested up to the back door here. Drone's still out and flying, so still doing perimeter checks. Now he's just messing with James, flying it right behind him, trying to attract attention to him, basically. No, there we go. The drone is now stopped. But I think they might actually use it for bait.
There's been some chaos, some mayhem here, so to speak, on these outside doors. Milkman down on the inside. Slider, the last one defending. If he's gonna go for a res, he had to have done it 10 seconds ago, because James is now watching this cross through the door.
Yeah, and also, honestly, Milkman, he should actually keep his mouth shut until Wookie is actually well inside the door behind him. Oh, Slider, no, Slider. Oh, he does manage to pick up one, but here comes Wookie. He's looking for the refrag. Will he get it? No. Slider's going to go for the res in the last second.
He needs to go for the res. No, he doesn't go for the res. He walks right into the waiting arms of Theta on the inside of the door, and Mayhem will take that map and the series overall.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt, man. He had the time for it too, unfortunately. I mean, obviously he doesn't know that. He's under a lot of pressure as last man up. It's map point. It's technically series point. Like, I can't blame him for making that decision. It's just so tough to watch, especially when it ends in an outcome like that for them. But as you said, Mayhem take the map, the series, but we will play for 3, as we do here in the VRML for our MMR.
That is correct. Our third map is loading in now. And what will it be? The viewers will see it as I say it, I'm sure. Because for some reason, I can't get rid of this. But Either way, third map is loading, and it's gonna be Subway, my friend.
Great.
That's just,
I'm sorry.
That's just caster bias.
Yeah, that's caster. That's a caster complaint. That's not a play.
Oh. No, Subway is a fantastic map. Definitely has sort of parts of tanker DNA in it, right? It's got that the little
The parts that we hate as casters.
the little tunnels that drive us casters mad. And I don't know. It's a good map. Night vision isn't always required, so you kind of have that like flex choice if you want to spend
point.
if you want to spend your flex point on something else like an extra syringe or body armor or whatever. You can do that. Otherwise, you can bring night vision for the upstairs objectives. We're not going to have the upstairs objective. We do have the northern tunnel objective, which is, I think, going to be very exciting. I mean, the series may be over, but this map is not.
No.
And that objective is quite exciting to watch.
Yeah, we know that because Ember have already essentially lost the series, they're going to be going as hard as they possibly can on this map to try and secure as many points as possible, so that they can try and lessen that blow of MMR as best they can.
Indeed we are. The defense ready to get out onto the field. We'll see which approach Mayhem opts to make.
It's a 3-2 split for Mayhem out of the spawn box. I'm chasing players through tunnels, Numan, so don't find my camera because it's all sorts of terrible. But Theta and Monarchid pushing their way.
Hailfire on the corner here. Potato Bot takes a few shots, rushes the corner, does find the pick onto Hailfire in the end. That defensive aggression not working out. The C4 a little too high and a little too far to the right.
Meanwhile, the flank route is doing just fine. Theta, Monarchid, both able to make center platform here by the subway. They're now looking for some pick angles, while Potato Bot picks up Quokka from the other side, giving 2 down for Ember, but Quokka will leave a parting gift for Potato Bot as well.
Thank you, Laren.
An unfortunate push there. Mono does find C-Max as well on that flank.
Yep. On the rotation from C-Max to go help Milkman. Was exactly what Monarchid was looking for, and now he's got the attention of Slider as well, but he's not going to be ready for a double. He's going to have to put him to the test. Halls on my walls.
And the drone is out. The drone is on Subway.
Yeah.
You can never escape the drone.
Drone out.
Slider should be hearing this comms. He knows they're coming in this direction. Milkman, the only other one left on objective. Milkman goes down. It's 100% a cap.
Yeah, there's no time. Mayhem are not slow cappers, so if he goes down, it's over.
There's just so one person has to take out 3. The other has to take out 2. This could be a fantastic play for Ember if they can manage to make it happen. Milkman waving to the camera. The drone camera, that is, not the caster cam. Grenade comes out a little too long. Oh, it does do damage, though, but the damage that matters is going to be coming from Potato Bot. And James is on the corner. He's capping. Mono with a little frustration there from Mayhem. The communication not quite there to try to find the cap, but Slider's rotation a little too late anyway. And that is best case scenario for Ember here in map 3.
Yeah, it really is. That was the best thing Slider could have hoped for, but I'm assuming it's because Slider and I moved my camera off of it, so I don't know exactly what he did, but I feel like maybe he was like, I'm going for the objective, I'm going to at least try and make it, and that probably was the best, because I think, yeah, it made Monarchid and Theta just kind of get a little excitable and pull the trigger as they saw that attacker, or that defender.
Yeah, the most likely case there for sure, and now Mayhem will get the defense of this objective and see if Ember can do something similar there. That was just a lot of unchecked aggression by the Ember boys. They pushed out way too far, way too early, got caught out. I can't believe, again, the Lemmings thing you had alluded to in Snow Peak. They just kind of run into the bullets of where their teammates died. not something I can usually get behind as a strategy. I think Quokka there was hoping to get that frag around the corner, but you have to expect that the enemy is, if they're not pushing, they're probably still nearby.
See how this works out, though. The dual shield approach coming in from Ember this time. Are they just going to make a phalanx of shield wall and press down the stairs? Ooh, here comes the rush play from Potato Bot, though. He's looking to make some mashed potatoes, but he's going to be greeted by 2 shields and some riflemen. It's going to be real difficult for him to find some success here.
Oh, don't pop that corner slider!
And he gets them both killed, and the confirmation comes over immediately from
goodness.
James, confirming the double.
Devastating.
What?
James trades with C-Max. Now Hailfire and Milkman, the last 2 members of the Ember squad remaining. 45 seconds into the round. And we've seen that much death already. Hailfire is pretty obviously blinded by that as he sends a few rounds down towards Potato Bot's position. Potato Bot is asking for a grenade delivery.
He's calling Uber grenades.
He wants the DoorDash of grenades.
He called postnades.
Postnades? I like that. Calling for postnades. A nice shot by Hailfire.
Wow.
We'll knock Potato out. There it is. That's
It's a
gonna
shame
give him.
Hailfire can't pick up the other shield and then unequip it to put it on his back and then have the other shield on his front and just become like an armored
tank. Yeah, little tiny a tank with an M9.
Hailfire the tank engine.
Don't go, hey, stay on me, but just watch our ass.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
I'm just on another level of bad comedy tonight.
Yeah, I think we both are. Hailfire pushing down this hallway. Gonna run into.
I haven't asked. Is that handle on the bottom of the shield even usable?
No, it's not. It is just for show.
Cool. I mean, I don't really know what you need to use it for either, but...
Well, you can use it to hold the shield sideways. That's really what it's for, but...
Oh, true. True that, true that.
Fire making the call out for Wookiee's position. Will Milkman help him deal with this situation? I've got to imagine there's a C4 around here somewhere. Where are you, C4?
Take out one of the Coke machines.
Because it's bad for you. It's too much sugar.
They left us. They left us spunk. The cucumber. Cucumber soda.
Cucumber juice. It's juice.
Cucumber juice. Oh, it's juice.
I'm pretty sure that's just water. Pretty sure cucumber juice is just water. And there's the C4 that I couldn't find. Hailfire not quite under it. Milkman does find the stomach of Wookiee there, and Theta with the quick refrag. We'll get that down, and now it's 1v2 as Milkman pushes down this corridor. The flank, though, is coming. I just spotted it.
I just saw the map. Yeah, I was trying to find the camera angle for you. Here comes Monarch from behind. Milkman's got absolutely no idea. This one is going to go right to Mayhem as Monarch does come around in the nick of time, grabbing that last kill. But, man, Hailfire almost pulled that whole team back from the brink.
Yeah, it was a fantastic shield play by him. A good recovery. Nice shot of Potato Bot. A good approach down the stairs. Managed to avoid quite a bit of explosives. And I think they'd have just caught the inside of his shoulder as he was rotating. But yeah, Mayhem continuing their tear here as they stack up another point in map 3, going up 2-0 so far in map 3. If you're just joining us, you missed 2 maps and all the action, but we are here in map 3 after a 4-0 downfall going the way of Mayhem, and a 4-2 Snow Peak going the way of Mayhem as well. So they've secured the series, but we are here in the 3rd map. The teams are, I mean, they're still, you can tell they're still putting they're all behind it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, again, it's not like there's nothing to lose by, giving away the last map. Like, if Mayhem were to just give up all the points, their win wouldn't really be as juicy as it might otherwise be.
I love me some juicy wins, and Ember is looking for a juicy win here on Subway as round 3 gets underway. See if their defense can hold at whatever Mayhem can cook up. They've got 2 coming up, so we're going to see early action here in these north stairs as Hailfire and Quokka. The dynamic duo push in the corner does find Potato Bot. Will he find James as well? He does. The trade comes out, and the res will be available. The defense taking the north in a commanding fashion.
I'm kind of confused. I saw James throw an unpinned smoke up the stairs, and I'm not quite sure what it was. I'm sure it was a setup for later, mechanic that they were banking on, but it just, I'm confused.
Maybe he just didn't want it, you know? He's like,
Get outta
I
here."
can't believe I brought a smoke.
I quit smoking. We are very close to quitting smoking, though, aren't we, Noman?
Yes, we are indeed. It's bad for you, as literally everyone you ever talk to will tell you. So don't do it.
Yeah.
Theta and Mono here now going to coming up on the Milkman's C4 and a fantastic pick there. As Quokka, you know, Milkman, he just stole both your kills. You're just gonna take that line down, Milk? You're just gonna have him clean up your delicious C4 kills?
No, he's gonna take it crouched down behind a cardboard box.
You're right. And Quokka does find the back of Wookiee, recreating a nice little flank there. Giving them the round win, and Ember on a very strong defensive showing there. That's the kind of stuff that we should have been seeing in the earlier rounds. I don't know where that was. Just rattling around in there in their bag of tricks. And that was commanding. There's not a lot to say there. They made almost no mistakes at all, aside from stealing their teammates' kills.
That's not a mistake. It's a personal problem.
It's gonna
But no, that was a well-executed play, especially on the side of defense. I really didn't expect that kind of aggression to come out from them, but they did it. They did it well, and it worked for them. Now they finally got their point on the board. Let's see if they can get another one and tie things back up and actually get their Volk advantage back.
And boy, howdy, do they need it right now. Need to swing this map back in their favor, take a few points away, even the scoreline up just a little bit. They can keep Mayhem at these 2 points. They can still come away with a 12-6 scoreline, which not great, but definitely better than the alternative. All right, the defense is loading in.
Flashlight. I got my flashlight.
Now it is Mayhem's time.
Where's the spot you're talking about?
Oh, can I have a frag, please? Who's bringing me a frag?
We're just kind of Mayhem's just having some silly fun in here. Tato executing his teammates before the round starts. One of these days, someone's gonna do that on accident. You know, when the round starts, and it's gonna be unfortunate but hilarious. Wookiee and Potato here in the back hall. What I affectionately call the red light district. We've got 3, a zing on prostitutes? Not really sure who we're zinging there. Quokka and Hailfire running. Is that the PC term?
I think so.
Quokka and Hailfire, sleepy, if I could just cast the match, with Milkman coming up the backside here. Gonna be bringing their shields onto the objective early. I cannot imagine there won't be a flurry of grenades. Does Quokka just have a knife? I think he just has a knife. He doesn't even have a pistol. He's not even trying to pistol. Oh, and there's the grenade. I'm trying to look for his knife, and just like that, the shot and the confirm comes out.
You're gonna frag us. You're calling for a grenade. Get down the stairs, Milt. Get down the stairs.
Call outs there for the rotation.
Frags, and they'll come out.
James, it's only great. Your freakouts are only the best because of your accent. It's got this little laser pointy thing on me.
Yeah, shoot my gun.
No, that's a terrible
Shoot my
Aussie
gun.
accent.
Just
Are you gonna do it over the top of the shield, so I can't shoot you at all?
Just
Okay,
trying to goad Hailfire here with his flashlight.
It's fine. Do you have a flash, Wookie?
This is like the Costco of smokes and frags. Then, did you guys have any flashes in stock?
Nope, all sold out. Coronavirus.
Ooh, a nice little turn there by Hailfire to avoid the flash. I thought James was gonna pop that corner and shoot him as he turned around.
Yank.
Ooh, the
Here's one. Do it for you.
flash.
Milkman. That press across from Milkman was so slow. I thought James had it.
We're just gonna keep our eyes here. There is some action about to happen with C-Max and Slider, but I gotta stay on this shield because just one good grenade could really. Oh no!
Oh, that was a good chuck and a nice double follow-up. Wookie and James Boak taking down the 3-man push, including both shields. If I were them, I'd go ahead and just rush over there and grab both of those.
Slider should be able to find the side of Potato Bot here. He does. C-Max and Slider now in on the inside, but Wookie with the quick push out does find.
Wookie is just beating people up tonight.
Yeah, he's just bummed he couldn't also cast. He just wanted to play and cast at the same time. He just couldn't do it. Wookie, one of our resident casters this season, and newer, some fresh blood on the team.
Yeah, fresh blood indeed. But overall, I think all of our new casters have been doing a fantastic job in providing us with more coverage than we were previously able to do. We've got some more EU casters now as well, thanks to Mantis joining. So now he and Chatting Parrot are bringing us more of the EU games, which is great. So things really looking up. Everyone really putting in their time, and so I just want to say really appreciate that on a personal and organizational level of that effort from everyone.
Well, they're gonna push the corner here. C-Max needs to get out of here. This is not the right angle anymore. And
no,
he will.
It's not. But they're going to chase him, I think. Yeah, they're on the chase. They're sending him around all sides now. Monarch Kid's coming through the red light district alleys. He's going to join up with Theta and Wookie here shortly. Here comes the move. C-Max might find Monarch Kid, but no. Monarch Kid finds him instead. And Mayhem claim yet another point here in the series and go up 3-1 on Subway.
Wow, just a fantastic defense there from Mayhem. Nigh on impenetrable. Some fantastically thrown C4s. Just really well played, well executed, very much like that Ember round just before it. Both showing some solid defenses, but Mayhem a little bit more solid on the offense, and that is why they are poised to take this third map as well. If Ember can't hold on here in this next defensive series. Well, we are winding down here in the game. I do want to take a moment and thank everybody for tuning in to our impromptu cast. I know it was last minute and we picked it up when we had a little bit of time, but we do appreciate you guys spending your Monday nights with us and not with your families like you should be. Shame on you. But we do appreciate your patronage and your bits and your subs and all that fun stuff that I'm sure is happening in our Twitch chat right now. And just want to thank our sponsors, VR Cover and ProTube VR, for providing all that cool stuff that our teams play for at the end of the season, as well as, you know, just doing great stuff for the VR community in general. So appreciate you guys very much. And you won't have to listen to my marketing spiels for much longer because gameplay is now underway. As we're getting...
Spiels. Ow. My elbow just slipped off my desk. I about hit my forehead on my counter. I guess I really didn't need to say that because none of you would have known. But oh well.
Well, we had to know now.
It's no shame in my game, though, and I think you, of all people, would know that.
We're gonna follow Potato Bot, the point man of Mayhem, as he takes my camera through the tunnels because I am definitely not gonna fly them myself.
I know, we need to have like a training course. This is gonna be our new test for new casters. You must navigate the entirety of the basement of Subway without hitting a single object. If you were stopped for more than a 0.5 of a second, fail.
You're out.
Next year.
You're out of there. And the push is coming through.
It is
quite aggressive. Quokka gonna have to deal with one right off the bat, but Potato Bot ready on the corner as he makes that push.
Hard into this push. They're not wasting any time. Potato Bot's already inside. He's tucking the inside corner. He's looking for the pick down range. He finds one on C-Max with a headshot. Pressure's out immediately from SliderCon, and he gets melted as well. We're just 45 seconds into this one, and Mayhem is already ready to make the push. Here comes the drone fly out from Wookie. He's taking the controls as a real dromophobe.
God, he's faster than my camera. Milkman missing the shots on that drone as it crosses the defensive positioning, and now Hayfire is forced to rotate back down. And there's only 2 of them remaining. One of them remaining. None of them remaining.
Wow.
As Potato Bot finds the last 2, and just like that, in almost under a minute, Mayhem is able to sweep that offensive round and take the map and the series in a complete sweep here. The 4-1 score in map 3.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Wow,
A lot
indeed,
of
my
things
friend.
there in that game. I honestly feel like we got gypped, Noman, a little bit, and I don't want the teams to take offense to this because it's not, but I just feel like Ember unfortunately wasn't at the top of their game. Like this isn't the strength of Ember that I've been seeing kind of early on in the season, and you know, we all have bad days, so it's not like it's inexcusable or anything. I guess I was so surprised, but at the same time, I've had, you know, similar situations like that happen to me on my time in Danglers. One example comes to mind is like when we used to have such a bitter rivalry with SMC, and like trying to beat them. And we knew like we had the ability and the talent to do it, but for some reason we would get in our own heads, and then for some reason, you know, that would cause the breakdown of plays and everything like that, and we'd end up losing. And I don't think that's necessarily what happened to Ember here today, because I think they're also very evenly matched and thought that they had it. You know, they probably did some work after their loss to Mayhem. They probably watched back the cast themselves, tried to do some work, tried to adjust to Mayhem's abilities and their play style and tactics, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. It looks like Mayhem did the same thing, and they just seemed a little bit more prepared today. But overall, it was still a good game. Don't let my disappointment be a takeaway from that, because it was still a great game. A lot of great plays coming out from both sides. It's just another one of those games where unfortunately the rounds just don't reflect on the scoreboard.
You are right on that. Yeah, there's definitely some mistakes on both sides, some strange plays and strange calls by individual players. But yeah, it's not the Ember that I just played last week. Definitely a different feel to their team, and not to take anything away from Mayhem, because as I said early on in the cast, they're scary. You know, on range maps especially, they're quite challenging as well, and they definitely brought their A game here today. But that A game is over, and that is going to do it from the casting desk here for this Monday night massacre that we were happy to bring you. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Per2 VR and VR Cover. Appreciate that support that you guys give us, as well as all the community support. Thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us and doing all that fun stuff. If you're interested in joining the league or learning more about it, head over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, where you can find information about this game, Onward, or any other game that is in the VRML wheelhouse. That is going to be it for me, Noman with a 4. I was your main caster for the day, and my co-caster, Sleepy, with 2 3s. Thank you, Sleepy, for joining us, and thank you, everybody else, and have a fantastic evening, everyone.
Good night.